The internet is full of YouTube videos, blog posts, and articles on what solid principles mean. But the problem all of them face is they make you believe you understand what you have just watched until you try to apply them in your day-to-day life. Then you will find out that you're a victim of the illusion of competence. But why is that? The reason is simple. Most explanations of solid principles focus on definitions and theoretical examples that are too clean, too structured, and often detached from the messy reality of real-world software development. They give you simple code snippets, usually involving shapes, animals, or some other trivial abstractions, and make everything seem obvious. However, when you sit down to write actual software, things aren't so clear-cut. Suddenly, the principles that seemed so straightforward feel confusing, and you start wondering, am I over-engineering this? Is this even necessary? How do I apply the principles in a way that actually makes sense? But the real question is, why do all educators, including me, still follow this way to explain the concepts? The answer is twofold. First, breaking down complex topics into small, digestible pieces is the only way to introduce them without overwhelming learners. If we jumped straight into messy, real-world code bases, beginners would struggle to grasp the fundamentals before even understanding the core ideas. Second, the real-world application of principles like SOLID isn't something that can be taught purely through explanation. It requires practice, iteration, and experience working with evolving software. So if theory alone isn't enough, how do software engineers learn to apply these principles effectively? The key is deliberate practice in real-world scenarios. Engineers learn by 1. Working on real projects, where constraints, changing requirements, and technical debt force them to think critically about design choices. 2. Refactoring bad code. It gives them an opportunity to see the problem of not applying SOLID. 3. Learning from mistakes. The truth is, in real life, software engineers do make bad design decisions and learn from them after some time. This experience gives them a deeper understanding of how to apply the principles. 4. Pair programming and code reviews, where they get feedback on their designs and learn from others' approaches. Thus, in simple terms, SOLID is not just a concept you learn, it's an experience you gain. The sad reality, however, is that experience doesn't equate to time spent working as a software engineer. You could spend 10 years in the industry without ever truly learning how to apply SOLID. But it doesn't have to be that sad. There are actually 3 ways you can learn how to apply SOLID. Number 1, and this doesn't require any additional cost or external help. It is simply reflecting on your own code and struggles. As I have previously mentioned, a main part of learning the principles is actually experiencing them in real life. As an example, let's say you think applying single responsibility principle means splitting classes in a certain way. Then what you can do is for the next 3 months, start splitting classes this way. After 3 months, you can monitor if that resulted in less conflicts, bugs, and unintended changes. Then perfect, you're doing the right thing. However, as you might have noticed, this process is a bit costly, effort-wise, and is time inefficient. Number 2. Find yourself an open source project that a group of elite software engineers work on. Try to give it some time to understand it and try to participate in it and contribute to it. That will put you with the highly professional engineers in the same room, where you will learn from them how to apply these principles. This also requires a good amount of effort and time. Number 3. The last one is actually a custom solution exactly to this problem that I am currently working on, which I call the Essentials program. I try to solve this problem by taking in student software engineers, explain the material for them briefly, and then directly dive deep into a custom-made project. In this project, they will get constant feedback and suggestions on applying not only SOLID, but a set of other highly important principles. This will simulate their real-life experience and will help deepen their understanding in just 90 days period. If you're interested in knowing more, you can apply in the form attached in the description of this video. In summary, the problem most developers face when trying to apply SOLID principles is that they have not seen any practical examples other than the dummy code snippets from shallow tutorials online. There are several ways to solve this problem. It depends on what's currently more valuable to you and what you prefer.